event that is watched by millions around the world. They have never been a part, South Korea has, any films have never been a part of the Oscars before.
Any
so
foreign
it's been a huge
language
night
film
for them. In fact, tonight...
Danielle, I also wanted to ask you quickly, as we discuss Parasite creating history, there was a big environmental message at the Oscars. Danielle, you had Jane Fonda finally present the Best Picture award to Parasite. Jane Fonda known for her climate protests. And you also had Best Actor winner Joaquin Phoenix. No surprises there. Expected lines. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Expected to win, and he won. And him too, sending out a message about the environment.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, of course, he was one of the favourites. He won for his role in The Joker. That had really propelled that comic book genre into a new realm with The Joker. Of course, Joaquin Phoenix is known to have a little bit of controversial speeches, so people were waiting for that. He did take to the stage today, and he specifically used his time and his platform to call for unity, not only for animal rights and, he's a big advocate as a vegan, but he wanted unity across the globe. He said we are living in very difficult and troubled times, and he wanted everyone to come together. So he used that platform to sort of call for unity, call for harmony, and call for everyone to come together, particularly at a very difficult time in the United States with this election coming up. So that is something that people were waiting to watch. Of course, he was up against some really strong contenders. There were, as you mentioned, Brad Pitt won his role for Best Supporting Actor as well. Surprisingly, many people are surprised to know that he's never won an Oscar for his role as an actor before. So this was a big night for him. He won for his supporting role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That is really an ode to the golden era in Hollywood. And in the words of Brad Pitt, he said, "Ain't that the truth?" But of course, Joaquin Phoenix was the favourite to win that today. The Joker winning a number of awards throughout this entire season.
Danielle Robertson joining us with live reports straight from Los Angeles. Danielle, the other acting awards as well for the women, Best Actress for Renee Zellweger for her performances, Hollywood screen legend Judy Garland, and Laura Dern for her divorce lawyer turn in Marriage Story. Those were unexpected lines as well. But talking about the women, there was a huge controversy that Greta Gerwig, the director of Little Women, was not nominated. Natalie Portman wearing it on her dress as well. Talk about all the women at the Oscars.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Oscars was shrouded in this little bit of cloud of controversy. Of course, we know that there were no female nominees at all in the Best Director category, which means that Greta Gerwig didn't even have a chance to win Best Director for Little Women because she wasn't even nominated. So there was controversy around that. But of course, Renee Zellweger did win Best Actor. It's her second Oscar win. She won for her role in Judy, and particularly for that role, she had to learn how to sing. That was a new realm for her. And Laura Dern won for Best Supporting Role in that film Marriage Story. So there were a few women that did win awards tonight. They were pretty much expected, those awards, but one of the main ones that is a little bit of a disappointment, Cynthia Erivo, she was the only non-white acting nominee. She was nominated for 2 awards for Best Original Song and for her role in Harriet. If she was going to win, she could have become the youngest EGOT winner, which is the Emmys, the Grammys, the Oscars and the Tonys. She's won everything else, but unfortunately this year she did miss out on an Oscar award. But we also saw it was a really big night for Elton John as well. He won an award for Best Original Song in the film Rocket Man. He made an incredible performance at the Oscars today. It's a big night for him. He's also hosting an after party. I'm sure he will be taking that golden statue to the after party and taking it right into the morning as they celebrate right throughout the night.
Danielle, I also wanted to pose the question about diversity to you. There was a question, diversity or diversity at the Oscars about how much it lacks, be it in terms of gender diversity or, for that matter, racial diversity. And some would say the way the awards have gone to Parasite is sort of the Oscars overcompensating for it.
Yeah, it was really interesting. In fact, at the start of the Oscars, it's been shrouded in this cloud of controversy with the lack of women and the lack of diversity of people of colour. At the start, they really tried to make a point of this with a performance, and they mentioned, tonight we're here to celebrate all the amazing women in the film industry. They also mentioned that it was Black History Month in the performance at the beginning of the Oscars. So while they were lacking in the award nominations and lacking in the winners for those of diversity for women and people of colour, they did try to sort of counteract that with that opening lines of talking about how this is Black History Month. But unfortunately, the Oscars has been shrouded in that controversy with that lack of diversity for a number of years now. There's been calls for people to change this. They say it's an all-white dominated Oscar event. So hopefully in the future that is something that will be changed. But because Parasite is, it won all of these awards and it's a South Korean film, it's kind of given it that little bit of diversity, the fact that it's won Best Picture. It's made history as the only foreign film that has ever won Best Picture in the Oscar nominations. So that is one plus. But yeah, hopefully next year or in the following years, there will be a bit more of diversity. That is still something that is shrouded and clouded by the Oscars, that they don't nominate enough women and people of colour.
Right. One last quick question, Danielle, before we let go of you. Your picks, your favourites from the red carpet looks?
There was many on the red carpet looks. There wasn't really anything that really stood out this year. There was a lot of glitz and glamour. There was, sequence dresses, very long dresses. Some people even wore outfits that paid tribute to Kobe Bryant. I think Charlize Theron, who is the South African actor who performed in Bombshell, she had a very simple dress. I like to keep things simple. She had a long black dress, one off the shoulder, and I really like the fact that she brought her mum to the red carpet this year. So she brought her along, which was a nice little touch for her. A very simple dress that she had today.
Fair enough. Danielle Robertson joining us with live reports straight from Los Angeles in the US. So thank you, Danielle, for being with us here on WION The World. This one.